Well, hey guys, happy day is Eeyore. There's a video. Oh, hold on. There we go. There's a video that I've been wanting to update for quite a while, and it was the one about the alfalfa and the alfalfa cubes and the alfalfa pellets. And I soaked them, and I showed you the difference in between weight and oh yeah, weight. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I just had a thought. Between weights and volume as to how much it expands. So today I just happen to have two different brands of alfalfa pellets. Now I use alfalfa pellets a lot in my feed just because it's super easy to put in there. You soak them and you throw them in there and they're easy to go. There's no roughage type material. I have oldies, so they don't chew very well. So I need a mash, something with a lot of water. Plus it helps out with their water consumption in the wintertime. So today I happen to have Standlee, which is the Standlee version of the alfalfa pellets, and I have it's called Summit. And I'll show you the bag. This is one of the older bags that I've gone through, and this one I get at my my local food mill. Summit dehydrated alfalfa pellets. It is amazing, and I really like it a lot. So this is all my pile of bags. So what I've got here is I got 2 cups. I've got a half a cup measuring cup, and these are the Standlee pellets. And normally I just give the boys a scoop, I throw it in the bucket, and I let it soak. So, because it's almost supper time, and then I'll throw water in there. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to see exactly, I could measure it this way, like half a measured cup like that, like a one. 3/4 a cup. I could do it that way. Well, let's see. That's about a half cup. Yeah, it's about a half cup. So let's see if that's the same as this half cup. That's a pain. Half cup. All right, well, that's good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take half a cup of the Standlee. I'm gonna put it right here in this cup, and then I'm gonna get half a cup of the Summit, which is a little bit different, and then we'll go upstairs and I'll show you the difference. So this is the Summit, as you just saw. Summit Racing, see? So we're gonna do half a cup of these. Oop, that's too much. That's too much. Yeah, half a cup. That looks like half a cup. Yep, half a cup. All right, I'm gonna put that in this one. And already you can see the difference as to what they are. Alright, so now we brought them upstairs, and already I can tell there's a difference. One has got a much bigger, one's got a bigger pellet, the other one has a smaller pellet. So this is the Standlee pellet, and this is the other one. So as you can see, I don't know, they look normal. This one looks a little bit greener, a little bit shinier. Almost like it's got a sleeving on it. Almost like it's tighter extrusion than this one. This one looks like there's a lot finer pieces. Can't see as much sticks. Looks like it's more, the powder is kind of put together. almost like it was a powdered, versus this one where you can see the pieces of it a lot more clearly. Should be interesting. Okay, I got my handy dandy little kitchen measuring unit, and as we turn it on. Now, I did not weigh the glasses first, so this is going to be the pellets and the glass. I could tear it out. Yeah. All right, let's do that to make it right. All right, so this is what we're going to do. That way you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. We want pound. Let's do ounces. Grams? Kilograms? No, that's too much. Ounces? No, that's pound. Let's do grams. Pound. Okay, let's tear this so it's 0. Alright, so let's put that back in there. We just lost 2. There's that one, and oh, I found it. Sorry, that's the other one. Alright, so we have 0.86 pounds. 84 grams. Alright, and I'm gonna do this. That way I can show you. There, make sure it's right. Oh, we lost one. There. 0.79. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting to know, of course. You have 0.80, well, 79.80. We'll call it 80. And, okay, 80 and 80. All right, now I think we're good. All right, so we have 80 grams. And we have 1 cup of water. So I have my 2 cups, so I'm going to take 1 cup of water and put it in each one of these. Oh, that's a half. I can tell you right now, these cups are not going to be big enough. I don't know, the 1/4 cup goes in there. Come on. About 1 cup? Yeah, maybe just like a little less. All right. Yeah, that looks like it's a cup. All right, so we're gonna pour the rest of that in here. Oops, damn it. This is interesting. I just weighed these with the water. You watched me and I spilled just a little bit out of this. So this is 302. And that's 305. So already, I don't know how that's possible, but this is heavier. Even I spilled like a little tiny bit out already than this one. 302. All right, but here's something I want you guys to notice, and I see this all the time when I'm mixing them. Look at the difference already, and it's only been what, 30 seconds, really. So I'm going, and I haven't really done anything. I haven't stirred them up. I haven't done anything. So I'm gonna leave this on time lapse, and I'm gonna leave it for probably an hour because I've got to go feed, and it takes me 45 minutes to go feed. So I'm going to leave this on time lapse for an hour, and obviously it'll be shorter, and you guys can see what goes on. The first time I did it, I was outside and I messed around with the horses a little bit too much. So I screwed up. So we're going to do it again. This is the Standlee, and this is the other kind. And we're going to put 1 cup in each one. That's a half. Almost. maybe I won't spill it this time. So I reweighed them, and and like everybody knows, is that a cup? That looks like it's a cup. Everybody knows that when you feed horses, you should never feed by just the scoop. Wow, that looks like it's a lot more than just 1 cup, doesn't it? But it wasn't. You should always feed by weight, but that does look like a lot more than just 1 cup, huh? So this one was much lighter than the Standlee. No, it's heavier. It was more dense for the same amount. So I'm going to start this. So now you guys can see that I have a minute or an hour on the clock there. And then this is a Standlee, of course. And I'll hyperlapse this stuff. So that's that. An hour is up, and this is what we have. Okay, so we have Standlee and the other brand, which I don't know. I can't seem to remember that. So I brought my trusty little thing out, and now we're gonna weigh them with the glass. I don't remember what the glass weighed before. I think it was a couple ounces. The glasses and themselves didn't weigh the same. So I'm gonna take this out of its holder here. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so as you can tell, right now, the Standlee did not fluff up as much, and it doesn't look as dense. So let me turn this way a little bit so you can see in the light. So there's the difference. Standlee has more water still. I mean, there's a lot of water in there. And this doesn't look like it's got hardly any water. Yeah, it's got some water, but hardly any at all. And Standlee, of course, you can see it. So it doesn't look like it's even remotely full. All right, let's turn this thing back on. Turn on. Turn on. Turn on. There we go. All right, we're back to grams. So this is the Standlee. So remember, I put half a cup in here, and we're at 475 grams with the glass and the water. This is the other one. Look at that, 504 grams. So even if the cups are the exact same weight, you saw I put in exactly the same amount of water as each one, and I put exactly half a cup of each one. So what does this tell you? This tells you that this is lighter than this, obviously. This will give you more if you feed by weight like you're supposed to. And this is a prime example, case in point. We put the exact same amount in here. So say, for instance, you're feeding by volume. So you've got your half a cup here, and you're filling it to half a cup or a cup or whatever. This is what I use. I actually have to use more of the Standlee to get the same amount of nutrition as I'm feeding in this alternative brand, because this is actually more. It's heavier, it's more dense than the Standlee. So you understand that? Does that make sense? So some feeds are more dense than other feeds, which is why you feed by weight and not by volume. And some people are complaining they switched foods and their horse is losing weight. This is a prime example. Say I feed this strictly to my horse. I'm going to feed them half a cup of this stuff. Everything's been fine, no problems. He's got weight on him. Yeah, maybe he's gained a little bit too much weight, but now this isn't available to me. So now I have to buy the Standlee, or Standlee is cheaper than this stuff, and I'm on a budget now. So I have to buy the Standlee. So I use the same ratio as this, that I was feeding this to my horse, and now all of a sudden he's losing weight. And I don't know why. I'm feeding the same amount, so I think, because I'm feeding by volume and not by weight. But this exactly just tells you 475 grams, 504 grams. So feed by weight and not by volume. Okay, one more thing. Because I'm just kind of a nerd like this. I want to know how much water's left over. So I've grabbed my little strainer. This is my massive tea strainer. So when I do massive size fecal balls, this is what I do. No, I'm just kidding. If you watched my fecal video, it's a tea strainer. It looks like this and it's a lot smaller, but I digress anyway. I'm just a dork. Okay, let's do the Standlee. Let's see how much water is left over in this. Ooh, that looks nasty. All right. And we'll be able to take a look at the consistency. All right, so let's look at this. Oh, look, you can still see the pellets. You know? You can still see the pellets. They're hard. Oh, let me see here. That's still dry in the middle. Let's try this one here. Did you hear that? That snapped. Like a green pea. Come on, focus. It's still dry in the middle, you guys. So this is gonna expand even more. So if you're, that's not cool. I don't like that. Ugh. I guess that's one of the things of having this by one hand. All right. Let's take this. How much water's left over? See if I can do this without spilling it everywhere. All right. Looks like 15 tablespoons, or 5 tablespoons. Exactly. 5 tablespoons. Which is, because remember we put half a cup in here. Where's my cup? Okay, so there's the half a cup right here. So there's a quarter of a cup. So it didn't even take all that. That's all that's left. That's a lot. Pour that in here. All right, let's bring back my strainer here. Let's do the same thing for the alternative. There's not much left in there. Oh my gosh, it doesn't even want to come out. It's like grape nut cereal, guys. This is very dry. It seems like in an hour it is mushed up. That's all mushy. But for the most part, this is mash. This one little piece is not bad, but this is mostly all mashed up. This one's a little dry. But they're much different than the Standlee, right? There's a couple little tiny pieces, you know, like little itty bitty pieces like that. Anyway, that looks much better than the other one. And I can guarantee you there's not a lot in here. All right, let's put that in there. Five tablespoons. So it has absorbed almost all of the water. Let's see. There we go. Here's our half cup. Standlee didn't even get down there. Standlee was over here. This is back down to 6 tablespoons left. So, my hypothesis is going to be, and I shall tell you in just a moment. So, I'm not going to let either of those go to waste. They're in there. That'll be fed first thing in the morning. Probably put another cup in there and let it soak overnight. So I think that is a pretty good lesson. The Summit dehydrated alfalfa. It is non-GMO. This is where you can get it. I'll put it all in the links. I'm not sure if this is to the general public. Or if you have to be a dealer for it. But Huron makes it in Canada. Product to Canada. Way to go, Canada. You guys got some awesome product right here. So for 50 pounds, I'm going to spend, I think I get charged $25 for this bag. But I get nearly a quarter more feeding this stuff than I would with Standlee, and then I'd have to let Standlee soak for almost twice as long to get it into the same mash condition as I can with this stuff. And because I have horses that need to eat mash, having something that dissolves and gets soft quick is very important to me. These guys also, I think they carry the regular powder, the dehydrated, the alfalfa powder, which I do get that in the wintertime because I just put hot water in there and mix it all up and it's exactly what I need, and I just pour it in with their food. So there you have it. Feed by weight, never by volume. I'll see you next time. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, pass it along, and if you did even a lot, send us a cup of coffee and make a donation to the nonprofit so we can help feed Monday and get more of that stuff. We'll see you next time on Summerfield Farm and Draft Horses.